Hello everybody, my name is Wakar Yunus, CEO of JW SteelCrafts.com. This is my first ever video on YouTube, I would say, for my company called JW SteelCrafts, which I mentioned. So today I'm thinking to give a reaction about documentary, 15-minute documentary about the legendary Alpedrini. It's I think Alpedre together with two swordsmiths from Jordan and their kits to produce authentic Wootz Damascus steel. And I think that's going to be interesting because we have products made with the pattern welded blade. And as you guys can see in front of me, I have multiple products. And multiple products means we have a chef knife, bowie knife, different kinds of products. We actually make fully customized. So I thought, why not to get into this and get to know a little bit more about my industry. So I'm very excited to see. I thought, why not to make a reaction video on this, and so you guys can actually get to see the secret behind that. So before further ado, let's get into this video because it's gonna take a while. It's a 15 minutes video. I might not be able to upload in a one video. I will try to do in a 2-3 parts. So comment below for any suggestion or anything like that. I would love to do that, and I would love to give my response about this stuff, and hopefully we will get some good knowledge from this story. Okay, so let's get into this. Okay, so here is the video. The film is dedicated to the memory of Alpedre, June 3rd, 1937. It's called the Secret of Wootz Damascus Steel.
The intricate patterns and enigmatic beauty of Wootz Damascus steel have been prized for centuries. But the secrets of how it was produced were lost around 150 years ago.
So, as he mentioned in this video, the secrecy of pattern welded has been lost 150 years ago. And that is something I actually have known from some other platforms, and I'm very interested in this kind of stuff. So hopefully we will get something out of this today. But just so you know, the modern pattern we actually make mostly modern pattern welded. It's known as a pattern welded Damascus steel. Some people call it Damascus steel. It has a look of Damascus steel, but it is not as strong as the Wootz Damascus steel, and that's what I think in the video they're trying to make, and hopefully we will get some knowledge out of this. So let's just continue.
This is the material, the metal, from which genuine Damascus blades were made. It is ancient and it is mysterious.
And one more thing, as you guys can see, the metal is really hard. Like, even the Blacksmith is actually hammering it. That is an indication that it has a high carbon content. So with that, the content mostly gives the blade a really good sharpness. That is a plus point for a carbon steel. That's also give you the rusting process very fast, but it is very sharp. So when you're looking for a sharp knife, always go for a carbon steel knife if you want to have it. And some people just prefer stainless steel as well, but it's their personal choice. So let's just continue.
In December 2014, a team of experts assembled at the Florida workshop of bladesmith Al Pendry to begin work on...
So I think this whole video has been created in Florida, USA, Florida. And a few makers, I think, from USA, and one is from Jordan, who actually made a sword for Aladdin, I guess, personally. So they're very famous, I guess.
Some iron ore from an historical mine in Jordan. They wanted to find out if this ore would produce authentic Wootz.
Wootz was the first high-quality steel made by man. Which is like a Mona Lisa. I mean, it's the main thing about Damascus steel.
The reason they keep saying authentic, because in a modern society, a lot of makers has created a different types of blade, which is sometimes get confused that it is a Wootz pattern or something like that, Wootz Damascus steel, which is not. as I mentioned in the early video, if you guys remember that actually the technique of making Wootz Damascus steel was lost in almost 150 years ago. So that's what they're trying to do, and let's just continue.
And people don't realize it's a pattern, and that it was discovered so long ago, and nobody knew how it happened.
And one more thing, the difference between this Wootz Damascus steel and the normal pattern welded, just like this one. So this is not Wootz Damascus, just so you know, I'm just mentioning right now. The Wootz Damascus steel, it has a way up cost, like it takes a lot of time and it has different techniques. And honestly, we are looking for this way to make that. We are not at this stage, we are trying to improve our techniques. So, but at the moment, they are making Wootz Damascus steel. So different between a Wootz pattern and Damascus normal pattern, which normal makers in this modern days make, is the look of the blade is different. So let's just see at this blade. For example, this is a raindrop pattern. Okay, this is called chef knife, as you can see, so I don't need to tell, but anyway, this is a chef knife, 30 inches overall we have, and you see the blade has a like darker pattern, it has like darker look, right? So it has a different look than the Wootz. Wood has like a more like a classy look. It doesn't show up the result as much as the pattern welded. And so we have some more things about Wootz. So this one is not good as Wootz. Anyway, keep moving to this video.
After 150 years, the mystery of Wootz has finally been solved. Beginning in the late 1980s, Al Pendry, working alongside internationally renowned metallurgist Dr. John Verhoeven and Bill Downs, former vice president of Nucor Steel, began producing verifiably authentic Wootz.
You see, that's what I was talking about. You know, see the look of the blade. It has really like a fade look, if I'm not wrong, the fade look. So, but Damascus has really dark look. Any pattern, most of the, like I remember any pattern which has a really fade look mostly. Most of the pattern has a really dark look, and that is like a good thing for some people, but when it gets to history, it's not correct.
As far as I know, after all these years of people trying, Al Pendry is the first person who has been able to consistently make blades from cakes that are similar to Wootz steel, that have the same surface pattern and the same internal microstructure that we find for high-quality Damascus blades that are in museums.
The results and methodology of this work were published.
And one more thing, I think the maker who has tried, his name is Pendry, something like that, Al Pendry, and he was already quite old, so he just, I think, passed away before even got a result of this Bowie knife, the blade, pattern welded blade, Wootz Damascus steel, sorry. So let's just continue, I guess.
Published in several scientific journals, including Scientific American. Several people have attempted to follow this formula, but have so far failed to achieve Al's level of success.
We, of course, are very interested in other people's.
So far, nobody has even was able to produce the authentic pattern welded. I mean, Wootz Damascus. I don't know why I'm keep saying a pattern welded, but anyway, it's a Wootz Damascus steel. Okay, so nobody has even nobody was able to get a success on this.
Work on this, and to our knowledge, nobody has been able to produce the quality of Damascus steel that Al Pendry could produce. And if you look at it under a microscope, you'll see a blatant difference between what other people say is Damascus steel and is not, and what we make.
Although he had previously achieved considerable success, Al was intrigued to work with a new ore. Every ore has a unique elemental composition and presents its own challenges. This ore came from a mine in the north of Jordan, the Wadi mine, near Ajlun, which is a mere 87 miles from Damascus. It is a mine that has an extraordinary...
For those who don't know what is Damascus, where the Damascus came from, the name, I think it came from a city called Damascus.
Ordinary historical pedigree. It was a principal source of iron for the armies of the renowned warrior Salah ad-Din, a man who possessed a sword of legendary sharp.
I think they just pronounced a little bit like in an American accent. So I think his name was Salahuddin. So since I do speak a little bit of Arabic, so it's called Salahuddin. If I'm not wrong, if I'm wrong, please comment below and let me know.
In the second half of the 12th century, during the Crusades, the papacy imposed an arms embargo on the Levant, one that included the importation of iron and iron products. This put a premium on domestic sources of iron ore. However, the majority of Wootz, the superior type of steel for elite sword manufacture, came mostly from India. Bars of Wootz were imported from India, probably traded in the markets of Damascus, and then forged into swords throughout the region. Persian swordsmiths had an especially high reputation, and their finished blades were also traded in Damascus. Damascus was undoubtedly an international trading centre for patterned blades, but there may be a more specific connection between the term Damascus steel and the ores from the Wadi mine. Certainly.
I think Damascus steel, actually people used to buy different kinds of swords in the Damascus market. That's how I think they just gave a name to the Damascus, that's called Damascus steel, and then there was a different technique to make one. So that's, I think, where everything got started. So it's very interesting.
Protecting the Wadi mine became a priority for Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi, known in the West as Saladin.
Yeah, I'm right. His name is Salahuddin Ayyubi. He's a Salahuddin, something like that. That's, you know, just like us. For example, if I'm Arabic, I'm speaking something like about America. I'm American speaking, so it would be funny for them to understand, and that's the same thing. But anyway, don't mind.
In 1184, he sent his chief commander and nephew, Izz al-Din Usama, from Beirut to Ajlun in order to build the castle there. It was completed in 1185. Not only did this magnificent fortification command the area and protect the mine, but archaeologists have found the remains of furnaces and crucibles, showing that it was also an iron manufacturing centre. A shipment of ore from the Wadi mine was delivered to Al-Pendri. He was keen to see what it would do.
Now, hey, I got my hands on some of the ore that actually was there, that Saladin worked that mine and all, and that's kind of interesting to me on its own merits.
Intent on producing their own Wootz Damascus blades, two world-class Jordanian swordsmiths also travelled to Florida to join Al and the team for the experiment.
So he's the maker I was talking about. I think he's coming from Jordan. So he is, I don't know his name. I think his name is, I don't know his name. But anyway, he's just coming from a Jordan. So he actually produced weapons for Saladin himself. So just to introduce.
Hendry's work, Ani Hapak and Abdul Rahman Jaffa were impressed. In fact, Abid had noticed something in particular.
When I first came to Al-Pendri's workshop, I was surprised to see one of his blades, which have the same pattern of the swords which were made by Asadullah in Persia.
That was quite a compliment from a fellow expert, and for the next 4 days, many hours were spent in conversation with Al. It was a collaboration of like minds. However, before the arrival of the Jordanian smiths, Al and his assistant, bladesmith Jeremy Jennings, had some preparation to do on the Jordanian ore.
We're going to be lighting up the charcoal, the Bloomery here to get it up.
Just to let you guys know, these guys are actually trying to make a history here. So it's very interesting.
Wootz begins where all iron and steel begin, as a lump of rock, which is known as iron ore. in order to extract the iron from the rock, it has to be processed in a bloomery. This is a charcoal-fueled furnace that smelts the ore, a chemical process quite different from melting. Al's bloomery is made from modern materials, and for convenience he uses a fan instead of bellows, but inside, the size, composition and temperature of the fire is identical to that in a traditional bloomery hearth. Iron ore is a combination of iron oxide and various impurities, and the main job of the bloomery is to reduce the ore, that is to remove the oxygen that makes it iron oxide and to leave mostly iron. Before the ore is ready for the bloomery, it has to be prepared. First, it is broken into small pieces and roasted, driving off moisture and impurities such as sulfur. It can then be pounded into small granules. They are rusty red because they are now almost pure iron oxide. This is the ore from the Wadi mine in Jordan, and it can now be added to the furnace. When the ore is added to the furnace, which is done in alternating layers with the charcoal, carbon monoxide from the burning charcoal strips the oxygen from the iron oxide. CO becomes CO2, and so the oxides in the ore are reduced, leaving what is known as a bloom of metal.
Do you see, if you look at the overall documentary, you will see a lot of research has been done on this project, and doctors has been involved in this project, and seems really impressive.
Metallic iron. During the bloomery process, the iron also absorbs a small amount of carbon, turning it into a low-carbon steel. It takes several hours for the ore to reduce, and careful monitoring allows Al to control just how much carbon goes into the bloom. The furnace needs constant tending, checking to see where the levels are, that everything is burning evenly, adding more charcoal or more ore as required.
Poke it over there, get it burning even, then we'll dump more in there.
Eventually, it is time to check on the yield. The bloomery is open from below, and the unburned paper is a sure sign that the furnace has remained oxygen-free.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to.
Okay, so I think it's a 50 minutes long video. I think if I will make it in one part, that's going to be boring for you guys and for me too. So we're gonna make it into a different parts. So for now, for today we have this, and please comment below if you guys have a little bit knowledge about Wootz Damascus Steel or any history behind this. We would love to see, we would love to hear what you guys have to say. Okay, so for now, if you have any question about our products, you guys can reach out us at www.jwsteelcrafts.com, and we actually do make fully customized products. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap up this video here, and looking forward to have some more videos in future. And comment below any suggestion video. I would love to do that because I really like to make a reaction videos. It has to be related to my products. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this, and don't forget to subscribe my channel because I just started it, so I hope I would get some subscribers. Okay, bye.